what? He doesn't look like Bruce Willis. You're watching Beyond the Trailers review of Looper.
I am one of many specialized assassins in our present called loopers. When criminal organizations in the future need someone gone, they zap him back to me, and I eliminate the target from the future. The only rule is never let your target escape, even if your target is you.
Look, I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt as much as the next JGL fan, but we have plenty of evidence of what young Bruce Willis looked like, and it wasn't this. I mean, come on, at the very least, JGL could have had the spiky, early set receding hairline that Willis so endearingly sported in Die Hard. And hey, while this might seem like nitpicking, it's small details like this that can be the Achilles heel of a sci-fi film. Yet it seems critics are willing to overlook the fact that JGL doesn't resemble Willis, perhaps because at this point they're used to overlooking Willis, period, as early reviews for Looper after its premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival have been strong. Which isn't too surprising though, considering that the film not only stars critical darling JGL, but has him re-teaming with his Brick writer-director Rian Johnson, a film that critics also loved. In fact, it was Brick that helped JGL redefine his career, allowing him to be seen as more than just that kid on Third Rock from the Sun, instead becoming the kind of actor that gets noticed by Christopher Nolan. But after Brick, Johnson was not so lucky. His follow-up pick, The Brothers Bloom, ended up being too quirky for its own good, plus it starred Adrian Brody, who seems to be more famous these days for kissing Halle Berry than for the Oscar he was up there to accept. Seriously, last I saw the guy, he was in a razor commercial here in America. Everyone knows that the big Hollywood celebrities only do foreign commercials. But back to JGL. While he has joined Nolan's elite circle of actors, he hasn't moved beyond a cult fan base. Outside of Nolan's films, he has yet to star in a film that's made over $40 million at the domestic box office, and the goal is to crack 100. So he and Johnson need each other, which is probably why JGL is also an executive producer on Looper, his first producer credit on a feature film. So as I said, the critics like it, but how about audiences? Johnson, JGL, and even Willis are all far from sure bets at the box office, and Looper is going up against an animated, holiday-themed family film. Those things are box office gold. Plus, the very next weekend, Liam Neeson will likely kick their collective young and old asses with Taken 2. However, one ray of hope is that Looper has already entered the pop culture consciousness, with SNL recently joking that Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan were their very own version of Looper. So will Looper be the hit that JGL and Johnson need? And why isn't Bruce Willis doing any publicity for the film? Does he just have a glorified cameo? Let's go find out. So did it bother you that Joseph Gordon-Levitt didn't look like a young Bruce Willis?
Actually, I thought they did a pretty good job.
Oh, really?
I think with the little nose thing that
Yeah.
they did with him, absolutely.
Oh,
I think
cool.
that it made it more appealing, believable that him and Bruce Willis were actually the same person.
Just the way he portrays the character of young Joe. I gotta keep remembering.
Does he get all the mannerisms right? I mean, I don't think the hair really matches, but he has the squinting down.
The only thing is the hair doesn't match, but you do notice that he tries to squint and do
Yeah.
the whole Bruce Willis attitude.
Oh,
but
that's
he
great.
did a good job.
If you don't see Joseph Gordon-Levitt, do you still get the Joseph Gordon-Levitt experience?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah? How was he in the film?
He was good.
Yeah?
That classic, I think that he always has a different style and like a suaveness to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like he always implements that to every movie he makes.
Well, let me ask you this. Since Joseph Gordon-Levitt had to be made up to look like Bruce Willis and not vice versa, who dominates? Whose movie is this?
I would say it's his movie.
Together,
honestly.
the combo?
Yeah, I mean, both of them were very great, but this was Levitt's movie.
It's his movie.
Oh, yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Yeah.
How was he?
He was better than I thought he would be.
What were you expecting?
What was I expecting? I was expecting it to be more of a Bruce Willis film.
What made you go and see it today?
I love Rian Johnson. I think that he's a great
Yeah?
director. I
How
think
do
that
you think
wonderful.
he's evolving? This is his third film.
I think he's evolving well. I feel like he's able to use his signature style with the push of how production companies give artists like directors and how they should represent their films.
He's one of my favorite directors, so
Oh, wow,
I
yeah.
had faith in him. So.
Well, speaking of Rian Johnson, this is his third film, and it's very different than anything he's ever done.
Actually, still had a feel to his noir feel to Brick.
So what's your favorite Rian Johnson movie at this point?
Brick.
Still Brick?
Yeah.
You can't top Brick.
It dragged a little. I did check my email once.
Ah.
There should have been a little bit more of an explanation of like the future. Like I rather, it was very cut and dry.
Bruce Willis, does he have a big role in the film? Because he hasn't really been doing any publicity.
Yeah, he reminded me, I mean, he was in it more than his role in Pulp Fiction, but it reminded me of his role in Pulp Fiction.
I feel like he tried emotionally, I guess, as much as he possibly could to implement how important it was for him.
Yeah.
But, you know, he did the best he could.
He did the best he could.
I mean, he's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Bruce
so-
Willis?
Yeah, Pulp Fiction.
Oh, yeah, he's great. Oh, someone else just mentioned Pulp Fiction. That's interesting. I'm a diehard fan myself.
Oh, excellent.
Excellent. What would you say to someone who was like, I don't know, this was like a Sci-Fi Channel movie?
It's not a Sci-Fi Channel movie.
How is it different? How is it better?
Croctopus is a Sci-Fi Channel movie.
I would say this had a lot of depth into it, especially with the protagonist, or I don't know, you would call him an anti-hero. The decisions he makes, that's the main point to this movie.
So what would you give the movie on a 1 to 10?
About a 7.
A 7.
I have to give it a 10.
So as you can see, for the most part, even though Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Rian Johnson fans showed up, they weren't totally won over, still only giving the film an 8. I'm Grace Randolph reporting from Regal Ewok, and I hope you'll go beyond the trailer for these other top movies.